Hello and welcome to your ACCA Applied Skills course in Financial Management with ExP. I hope you're well. You need to make sure for this course that you've got the Kaplan study text, or as it used to be known, the complete text, and the exam kit for the revision phase of the course, because that's what we're going to be working through as we work through this course. We'll be covering the main topics in each chapter, not absolutely every topic in the chapter. You'll need to spend some time with each chapter rereading and doing the remaining bits that we perhaps don't cover in the videos. But the idea is in the videos we're going to be covering the main topics, the core of the chapter, and making sure we are happy enough with the material we need to get us through this exam. And the approach we're going to take is by putting together a set of mind maps that shows the structure of the course and how it all fits together, which you might want to copy down as we're working our way through the course. Now, most people would say this is quite a challenging paper, but also one of the most interesting and rewarding papers. It's a cornerstone paper for the qualification because it's setting you up, essentially, putting in the groundwork for you being a finance director in a company in the future. So let's start off by having a look at the big picture as far as this paper is concerned. We can view the business now as a money-making machine. That's generally speaking what its objectives are. There are other objectives and we'll briefly examine those at the start of the course, but essentially we're going to assume that the organisation is a business there to make money for the owners. Now, as a finance director in this business, there are three key decisions that need to be catered for the long term in your business. There's the financing decision. So where do we get our money from? So do we use equity capital from our shareholders? Maybe we go to the bank or others who might lend us some money. And we need to make a decision about where we get that money from. So that's the finance decision. We then decide what we're going to do with that money. So do we invest in Project A, or maybe Project B, or maybe Project C Limited, because buying a business is just like investing in a project really at the end of the day. And when we're making the decision as to which ones of those to invest in, we're going to consider the level of risk that we're going to be taking on by investing in A, B and C, because the shareholders and the lenders want compensating for any risk that they take on as a result of our investment decision. So we need to essentially check to make sure that the investments that we put together are sufficient so that when we hopefully get that money coming back into the business, it's enough to compensate those investors for risk, amongst other things, of investing in our business. So we've got the finance decision there, first of all. We've now also got the investment decision. That's the second key decision in a financial strategy. And then the one that sort of in many ways binds the two together is the dividend decision. Do we pay a return to our shareholders? If so, that's a return to our providers of finance. Or do we retain those dividends in the business because that's a source of funding for future investment? So there we have our three key decisions in a long-term sort of financial strategy. Where do we get our money from? What do we do with it? And do we pay the returns out to the shareholders, or do we retain and reinvest them? Now that's in the long run. And we're going to be considering each of those three decisions in quite some detail on this course. But it's like the best laid plans of anybody in the long run. You might have a long-term plan to get wealthy in the future, but that's going to come to naught if you don't survive in the short term. So in the short term, you've got to continue to pay your bills. So it's all about cash flow management, essentially, making sure you've got enough money to get by. And part of cash flow management is about managing working capital a bit more generally. So that's looking at when your customers are paying you, when you need to pay your suppliers, how much inventory you need to have. All those kinds of things, if they're managed carefully, enable us to be able to continue to pay our bills, hopefully, in the short term. So we've got short term and long term to worry about. Short term working capital management, which includes cash flow. Long term, we've got these three key decisions of finance, investment, and the dividend decision. So that's what we're going to be looking through. If we just have a look at the contents of our main text here that we're going to be using, let's just see how those that sort of overview fits together as far as the chapters are concerned. Well, we're going to start off by looking at the investment decision after an introductory chapter, really. So chapters 2 to 6 is looking at the investment decision, looking at the returns a project gets for the risk that it creates for us, and seeing whether the return is sufficient. We've then got working capital management, so that's the short term, making sure we can continue to pay our bills. We've got a specific element on risk, because we mentioned risk as well in that overview. We focus most particularly in this course on foreign exchange risk and interest rate risk. And then we have the where do we get our money from bit. So the financing decision starts off with chapter 15 and goes all the way through to chapter 18. Now, there are one or two little bits left hanging out there. Financial ratios can be useful in various different parts of the syllabus. And business valuations and market efficiency is really an extension of the investment appraisal part of the syllabus. It's just that we're looking to invest in whole businesses rather than in particular projects. So hopefully you can see there's a fairly sort of logical flow through the course then, with 4 areas. We've got the 3 key decisions in the long-term strategy, and then we've got the short-term, can we pay our bills in the meantime. Now, the structure of the course that we're going to be working through together, we've got the learning phase that we're going to go through. First of all, the study text, and look at some of the examples in there to make sure we understand the material. Then there'll be a little energizer, which is designed to bridge the gap between the learning phase and the practice phase. And then we go into the practice phase, which is unashamedly loads of question practice over all the main topics in the syllabus. And then there's a final webinar where we hopefully address any sort of last minute sort of questions, and there'll be some hints and tips in there as well. And then you will be hopefully ready for the exam. Now, you do need to put in the legwork on this paper, on this subject, because it isn't one of the easier ones. I'm not sure there are any particularly easy ones, but lots of people say that this needs consistent, dedicated effort, and I would agree with that. But it is rewarding, and it's one of the most real-world papers actually out there, thinking about what makes an organisation survive and thrive is essentially what it's all about. Now, after each video on the learning phase, there are some questions for you to have a go at. Just a few, just to make sure that you've captured the gist of each chapter as we're going through. So look out for those at the end of each chapter. I think it's time we got started. So off we go.